Tired of wearing clothes that doesn't scream BTS? Wanna get some official merch to support your bias group? Then go to Dive and get 10% off with the code kookie-scenario. Link in the description. And as always, now onto the video. Hey giants and little ones, today my friend and I are gonna be copying different K-pop idols Instagram posts. We have set a few rules which you can feel free to follow if you'd like to join the challenge. The rules are as follows. The people chosen to be copied have to be K-pop idols of your choice. The pictures have to be from the idol's official Instagram accounts. The picture should not be selfies. The same pose and filter to the one in the original post should be used. Let's get it started with A. So since we need to copy a bunch of idols Instagrams in only one day, our choice of clothing is very limited. In that case, we needed to find posts that didn't require a lot of different outfits, styling, etc. That is when headshots and half body shots are very convenient. We also needed to think strategically in terms of photo shoot locations, and that is what made this whole challenge such a challenge. For the first picture, we decided to copy this photo of Lisa who's staring into the far distance, judging every and anything that walks past her in the park. No, let's be real. She's really just thinking deeply of how she should spend her day as if it's her last. My friend Vivalicious was the one to copy the post. So I whipped out my phone and started instructing her, telling her what expression to make, how to get the perfect pose, where to place her bag, and so on. It was a little hard and took a few tries, but eventually we got to a point where we were quite satisfied. Since we used a phone and not necessarily a professional camera that would give us the blurry background like in Lisa's photo, the rest needed to be done by editing, and we ended up with this, a very summery and warm afternoon in the park, where Vivalicious and Lisa will be spilling the tea about their closest friends cause that's what we all spend most of our time doing anyway. After that we went for a male idol, aka Yong Guk, who's now a former member of B.a.p. His Instagram account is very aesthetically pleasing and you can definitely see that he's going for a certain concept and theme. He has, however, started posting more colorful photos to his Instagram, and therefore, we went for this photo that is very simple, but the warmth and his melanin skin makes me happy, so this photo it is. Vivalicious was in charge of the camera, and despite the photo being quite simple, she still had somewhat of a hard time getting the angle just right, but I think that was also caused by the camera's ratio size. Whatsoever, after a couple of pictures, we found one that looked decent and then worked on getting it closer to the original by editing it in Photoshop. This time we put a lot of effort into changing the colors to make the warmer colors more dominant in the photo, as well as darken the color of my skin to fit Yongguk's more, and change the saturation. This was all to get that the sun is setting and my skin is golden. Oh, and this was taken during the golden hour but just at 1 PM instead. Feel, we ain't got no time to wait for the sunset to take this picture. Sorry Yong Guk. The photo we found for Seohyun was quite unique, at least when you aren't a celebrity and are supposed to copy a photo of your famous celebrity surrounded by paparazzis and photographers. We had to copy it with whatever we had though, and so, we went to the library where we were going to copy a couple of other posts anyway, and Vivalicious prepared herself. Our main focus was getting the pose right, as well as copying the format of the picture by getting a similar border that would also make the picture a square and fit the normal Instagram format. The background ended up being a bookshelf at the library, which obviously doesn't match what is featured in the original picture, but then again, we had limited resources and time, so this location seemed the most appropriate. Vivalicious' outfit also seemed to help a lot with putting together the picture, rocking a similar outfit to the one Seohyun is wearing in the picture. Lastly, we played around in Photoshop, trying to recreate the same filter and a similar color palette. Still in the library, we decided to go for this photo of Seungmin, which, after looking at it for a bit, is probably from a professional photo shoot, so in that way, it kind of beats the challenge and isn't as personal as we would have liked. But, the photo was still hella cute and we all need some Seungmin in our lives, so you all better go stand Stray Kids. Seungmin's post was actually quite difficult to replicate. His pose is very simple, but when you get the wrong instructions, you end up mirroring his pose and doing it the other way around. What a shame. But hey, I went for this cute Alice in Wonderland sweater that was honestly so hot to wear on top of a dress shirt in the middle of summer, but let's just disregard that. I feel like the accuracy in the clothing and the hair color makes up for it. Unfortunately, none of us realized his sweater wasn't tucked into his pants, but that's also just a personal preference and I don't know about you, but my life is based around tucking shirts into whatever's possible. So let me live and copy Seungmin with my mind at peace. In Photoshop, I also attempted to blur the background a little, but it was nothing as extreme as in the original post, cause yeah, girl ain't trying to look like she was photoshopped into a library with a poor blurring job. What this challenge is good at is promote my bias groups, so y'all better be ready cause Taeyong is about to snatch your wigs. We decided to go for this simple photo which is honestly so cute and not that hard to copy. All you need is a huge tree and some denim. Being cute is an extra bonus though, so we found a big tree. Vivalicious borrowed the denim jacket I used for Yong Guk's outfit, and she went over to hug the tree similarly to Taeyong. I think the biggest factor in this picture was the angle, which I realized while taking the picture and looking at the original. The filter and the colors in the original picture also play a big role as they are quite dim and very earthy, and it seems like most of the things that finalized the picture and made it look more like the original was the editing that was done later in Photoshop. We had to play around with colors a lot, as well as the contrast, as it seems like the contrast is quite high in the foreground but then lower in the background. Whatsoever. The final picture turned out really cute, so y'all should be mad you can't see the picture without Taeyong covering Vivalicious' face. Sooyoung is so beautiful and I love her very much. Just so you'll know, while looking for pictures to copy on her Instagram, I ended up finding too many and had to limit myself to one, which was very hard, but I'm satisfied with my final choice, to be honest. This picture is what we went for, and it's very random and fresh, as Sooyoung presents us a more natural everyday morning look that makes you go, she woke up like this. Therefore, we went for a white hoodie like the one Sooyoung is wearing, and brought whatever pastry we could find that would look somewhat similar to the bun in the original picture. I honestly think this picture was meant to be for me, as Sooyoung's short hair fits my current hairstyle, and it was also quite easy recreating the messy hair with a few hair clips and a hair rubber band. So we found an appropriate white background and started taking pictures until we felt we had enough to choose between a few pictures and find the one that was the most similar to the original picture. Eventually, after editing the final picture a bit, I think a few changes could have been done, like the angle of the picture and how the hand was placed in the picture. Other than that, the look was pretty much perfect, and Sooyoung and I could now come across as sisters. At first, I wanted to copy this picture of Yoona, but our original plan was to have the same number of posts to recreate, and so I ended up handing my picture to Vivalicious, and she decided to copy it instead. Luckily, for once, we already had a location in mind for the picture, and during the time of filming, there weren't a lot of people around, which left us with a lot of free space to do whatever we felt like doing. Vivalicious changed her clothes and found a proper place to sit for the picture. After that, we started taking the pictures, trying to put a lot of focus into the small details like how Yoona is holding onto her phone. Later on, we realized the pose wasn't exactly the same and the clothes obviously weren't copied as well as in some of the other posts we had copied, but I think the picture overall made up for it, and it's one of my favorites from this challenge. I honestly just love the color palette so much. So what did y'all think of the challenge? If you'd like to join the challenge, feel free to use the hashtag #IdolInstagramChallenge and send it to me through a DM, as I'd love to see how you recreate your favorite idols posts. You're welcome to use the rules to challenge yourself some more and avoid using selfies, but if you're limited to selfies or are unable to follow the rules, please don't feel obligated to use them. Vivalicious' and my pictures will be up on our Instagrams little by little, so make sure to go follow us on there, and we'll make sure to do more of these challenges in the future for your entertainment. Also, Hidman Bang Upper keeps copywriting my ass, so I need to get this video to 10 minutes to get that extra ad revenue. So here's a freestyle for you guys. Hey Hidman Bang, this is for you. Copyright gang, yeah, I'm not scared of you, just a little bit. I'm still waiting. I sent my application, but why you just hating? I'm gonna rock this nation. Your next songwriter. Try to guess who. burn you with a lighter. This song will burn you too. And I just reached 10 minutes, so f you, boo.